All right, people. All right, what is going on? Back with another episode of the First and Frame Rate Show. It's been a whole nother week. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things are going on, and it's going to be really interesting this episode because it's a lot to unpack. I mean, we all know the incident at Georgia Southern. Atlanta Falcons got their first win, and like I said, it's going to be a lot to unpack here. So hopefully, we'll be able to get that together and run with it. So, welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VFBaller, and pretty much every Wednesday, I've been trying to work on this every Wednesday that I'll be able to do an episode like this. I tried to do it on Sundays, and it was pretty cool. It worked out for me at one point, but now it's much easier for me to do it on Wednesdays because it's a really good medium where nothing's really going on throughout the week, and it's a good time to actually recap everything that's going on throughout the week. So let's get into it. If this is your first time here, hope you like the content. Check out the other content I have here. Share this. Let other people know, not only in Eagle Nation, but people in Atlanta Falcons Nation. Let them know what I'm doing over here, and so we can have more people over here actually just talking about the situations that's going on throughout the week. It's just been a lot going on, and also just subscribe to the channel because I do daily videos over here. Also, I just got finished doing a premiere on my other channel, the gaming channel, where I had a football game on display, and the game was actually fun to watch. It was really cool to see, the game just watch from a different angle because I'm always playing the games, and sometimes I'm live and I don't really get the just sit back and actually look at the games that I play. And it was a different perspective. That was pretty cool. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get right into this. I got so much stuff going on, man. I keep forgetting. If you want to listen to this when I'm not live, you can catch this on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Anchor. I think I can have this on Spotify and other podcast avenues that you like. Those are the main ones that I have it on. And so I notice a lot of people do watch when I'm not live. So like I said, I do this at 9 o'clock every Wednesday. It's kind of late for some people. So when you wake up in the morning, on your way to work or whatever the case may be, you can listen to it on those platforms. Be on Program Director. You can listen to this podcast, also other Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons podcasts out there. There's a lot of good content out there talking about these two teams, but I try to make myself as unique as the other one. So just a lot of good content out there. So shout out to them as well, pushing these two really unique teams. I will say that as well because the teams are very unique, and I love talking about my schools. And let's go ahead and get right into it. As far as, like I said, I love my schools. I love Georgia Southern. I love it. I've been a fan of Georgia Southern for a long time. Went to the school briefly. I ended up having to finish at another college, but with me born in the Statesboro, well, really, I was born in Savannah, Georgia. Born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. Lived there pretty much most of my life, my childhood and my teenage years. I rooted for Georgia Southern as far as back as I can remember. And it's a lot of tradition at that school, and there's a lot of winning at that school. Contrary to some people who don't know about the organization, we were a FCS, a Division 1 AA powerhouse, winning national championships throughout the 80s, in the late 90s. We done a really good job of producing great talent throughout that entire organization or program of Georgia Southern. Lately, things has been on the up and down, especially when we got into the FBS. We did win the Sun Belt when we first got into the FBS, and we kind of floundered from there. Got back with our former coach, Chad Lunsford. Did great things for those seasons that we was there. We won some bowl games, had a 10-win season, big turnaround. And unfortunately, there are some situations that has happened that, I will say for the most part contributed to Coach Lunsford being let go at Georgia Southern. You had a situation where, for the most part, from what my perspective, I feel like the games were being lost because of bad decision making. But I don't know as much football as those guys, but I feel like something was just was not there. There were times where it looked like there was not much of a game plan. It just seemed like it was more of guys just using their talent to score on drives or score on plays, and nothing really methodical that was trying to beat the defense. And it worked. It worked for the most part, but I never seen nothing that was necessarily just a game plan set up. So it was kind of unfortunate to see how that played out. But nevertheless, we were able to overcome, and we had some successful seasons. Even the ones that we underachieved, I feel that they were somewhat successful. Not necessarily the Georgia Southern standard, but we did make some noise postseason, and that's good to see. You want to bring some hardware back home, and we was able to do that under Chad Lunsford, and and not only that, I mean, it goes without saying. Everybody's been saying it. With him being a great man and bringing guys along to be great men post the graduation, and guys who leave the program to do things better for themselves, and make something just a phenomenal a guy that just bring the best out of kids, and actually was able to be, I mean, in some cases, I don't like to use this word, a role model to what other men want to be. It's just was an amazing job, amazing man that he is. But unfortunately, it did not resonate to the standard of Georgia Southern, and AD Jared Benko let him go after the incident that, everybody knows about, the incident that went viral, and I don't really want to go into that. But we saw that situation was pretty much, I would say personally, was the nail in the coffin, the icing on the cake, the straw that broke the camel's back, and end up dropping his status as head coach. Now, I'll say what it was, a day later or a couple of days later, we had interim head coach Kevin Whitley come in. Kevin Whitley is our interim head coach. He was the assistant coach and the cornerbacks coach for Coach Lunsford. I think he came to the school in let's see, what is it, 2017. I'm looking at his resume right now, what it has on gsequals.com. Coach Whitley has a pretty good pedigree for football. I mean, I don't know if many people know anything about this, but he did very well when it comes to actually putting up some numbers in the high school rankings. He was at Stockbridge High School 10 years. My son is here. Okay, you want to watch something? No, we're not going to watch TV, baby. Um, Hold on one second. Let me get my son together because he likes to come up here. Here you go, baby. Here. Here you go. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, let my son watch his little nursery rhymes while he's here. He loves to be up here with me. Yeah, get your basketball, baby. But let's see. Like I said, he has a pretty good resume. So I'm trying to see where he started off at. Well, I'll just go through some of his accolades, not necessarily in order. But right here, he said, what he said. He was at Stockbridge High School, had won 5 region titles. Oh, okay, baby. Yes, faster. And he had 5 region titles over 10 years at Stockbridge High School. 4 of them was from 2014 to 2017. Prior to his arrival, Stockbridge never won a playoff game. So out of those 10 years, half of that time he was there, he won 5 region titles. And his final 4 seasons at Stockbridge High, he combined a record of 49-5 with 3 regional titles and 18 All-State players. Now, notably, let me keep going. Prior to his decade at Stockbridge, he coached Creekside High for 6 seasons and led the Seminoles to 3 10-win seasons. So prior to him being there, he did 6 seasons. Half of those seasons, they won 10 wins. He posted a record of 52-16 and 10 All-State players. Notably, he had Eric Berry was on his team, which was really interesting. So this guy knows something about cornerbacks and the defensive backs. I mean, I think even when he played at Georgia Southern, he did play I think he did play defensive back, so he knows a lot about this. So it just shows with the guys we had come through this program and actually succeed. Derek Canteens did a phenomenal job last year. You had Kendall Vildor, Monquavian Brinson, Jesse Liptrot, Kendrick Duncan, Sean Freeman. What's his other Rutledge? So I mean, you got some guys who came through here that was really that was really well coached by him, and it shows with the talent. So like I said, he has a pretty good pedigree as a head coach, and not only that, he actually has some NFL experience. He had a free agent contract with the New England Patriots, later in the CFL for the Toronto Argonauts. And as a defensive back, he intercepted 2 passes in 3 seasons and was named Rookie of the Year for the Argonauts in 1993. So he has some type of pedigree and knows what he's doing over here. So that is really, really impressive. I'm gonna be honest. I did not know all of this. You know, I knew that he was a head coach in high school, but he has a phenomenal record in high school. So this just goes back. I think overall, he compiled a record in 18 seasons as a high school coach, compiled a record of 160-55, which is a 74% winning percentage, 7 regional championships. So he coached 5 players named to the AJC Super 11, 39 players All-State, and himself was named Region Coach of the Year 8 times. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I mean, he has a pretty good resume. I don't know how that's going to translate to him being in as Georgia Southern interim head coach, but as of right now, and the things that he said in that press conference, I'm actually, I feel a little secure about what he's done so far. So, I mean, this is not a person that just showed up and decided to, get in good graces to get a job. Jared Binko was right. He wanted a CEO. He wanted a guy who knows how to take charge and a guy who can command young men. It looked like he has that guy. Now, also, we already know how this thing is going to play out. Jared Binko already said he's still looking for a coach. So this is 2 things that what this means. 1, this means that he could possibly easily just look for someone down the road, and maybe, whatever happens to Coach Whitley, this could be a situation that could put him on the map as far as an audition. He could be getting jobs elsewhere depending on how well he does within these last 8 games. Also, when you're looking at this situation, if you have if they do decide to keep Coach Whitley, I'm sitting here now. What does that mean for the organization? Now, we're not going to know how this going to play out until we actually see what's going on the field. What kind of offense we're going to run? What type of situation that we're going to have on the field? Are we going to have a situation where we're still running the same game plan? Are we going to mix up a little bit? Are we going to throw the ball down the field? And this is one thing I was not able to find, and I wish I was able to. I wish I was able to find if he was able to I wish I could find footage of what his teams ran in high school. Whatever they ran, it had to be highly successful. Like I said, he won 70% of his games, almost 75% of his games. So I was looking to find out. I never found out what type of scheme that he ran in high school. Was it RPO? Was it pro style? Was it heavy run? Was it option? Was it triple option? I don't know. But I really wants to know what type of offense that he ran. But I do know one thing. He specialized in cornerback. So I would like to see what type of cornerbacks or I would like to see what type of defense he's going to run as head coach, because it's going to be a little bit different with him being interim head coach. I suspect some things is going to change. I did a poll on my Twitter, which I'm going to see if I can pull that up real quick. I did a poll on my Twitter where I asked what type of direction should Georgia Southern football go offensively. Over 61% said they wanted spread RPO. Now, I don't know what type of offense that he runs, but it's going to be interesting to see what he does, because I don't know, and I want to try to get to that Arkansas State game. I'm probably not going to be able to go. I think I have to work my regular job, so I won't be able to go, but I definitely will be watching. So as soon as I get off work, I'm going to have it on ESPN+. Definitely going to be watching, because my eyes are going to be glued to that, and definitely be here, because I'm going to do a post-game show. Probably do it live. Depends on how things play out. It just depends, because if it's live, you guys can come through on the YouTube channel, First and Frame Rates, where we'll be talking about it and have a discussion. Also, there was another poll that I participated in. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see. I participated. I don't know if it's still here. Give me 1 second. Sorry for the. Here it is, right here. GATA Insider. Got an insider tweeted, which is actually still up and running. And on this one, 70% of nearly 70%, 69.4% of the guys or girls or Georgia Southern fans actually said they wanted spread RPO as well. So I participated and I said spread RPO. So I mean, that's what I kind of wanted to go with as well. So that's with 363 votes. Now mine only has 179 votes. So when you're looking at the situation where you're looking at almost, or well, literally you have over 500 votes, out of that, almost anywhere between 65 to 70% are saying that they want to see spread RPO. Now, I don't know if that's going to translate. I don't know what it's going to be like, because the coaches, they're the ones that run the show. We don't run the show. We just there to support and give our thoughts to what they can do. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. I finally put his picture up. I was trying to get the picture up. I didn't want to interrupt, but I kept clicking it. It wouldn't show up, but now it's there. So that's Coach Kevin Whitley. Hopefully, he will bring some success, because there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now when it comes to Georgia Southern football, because, with the coaching changes is always uncertainty. You just don't know what you're going to get. And hopefully, we'll see some type of success with this coaching change. I have faith in what I see or what I hear and what I've read. I was kind of shocked that he didn't go with Coach Ruse or Coach Sloan. I was kind of surprised at that, because they are the coordinators, but he went with the quarterbacks coach. So, and I see why. I'm looking at, like I said, I just read off his resume. Look like he can do some things. And his press conference, the things that he said was very well said. And I mean, he did a really good job of talking about what he wanted to do. And it's really, really good to see that he's able to step in right away and implement some type of direction for the Georgia Southern Eagles. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I'm really, really I'm actually kind of excited about this. Can't wait till Saturday, where Bobby and I do a pregame show. We're going to talk about what Arkansas State has and what we could do against them, and vice versa. One thing I will say real quick: Arkansas State has some great receivers, and that does not bode well for our secondary. But hey, we have a new head coach. Maybe we'll see something different. So we'll see how that goes. My son is the best. I love him to death. You okay, little man? No, okay. If you like this content so far, hit the like button. Let people know what I'm doing over here, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to hear this content when I'm not live, you can go to iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Anchor. Just look up First and Frame Rates. I should pop right on up. And with that being said, we're going to continue to mosey on down with the next topic. The next topic is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. AJ Terrell, first and foremost, before I get into them looking for win number 2, AJ Terrell look like he's going to be back. He's actually came back from his concussion protocol. He practiced in full pads today, full participation. You have some other guys that are out. I think Frank Darby is out. You also have Gage and Marlon Davison. He's out as well. So I don't know how that's going to play out as far as what they're going to do. I'll say this. Frank Darby had limited practice. Marlon Davison's out. Russell Gage is out. And I don't know. That doesn't put Darby on the shelf. He could be available. So we'll see how that plays out. He has a calf injury. AJ Terrell, like I said. So the Falcons is looking for win number 2. And it bodes well that Terrell is back. And this is a good sign. Because when you look at what they're capable of doing, the Falcons can move the ball a little bit if they have protection up front. I just made a video about Jalen Mayfield. Jalen Mayfield did a pretty good job of protecting Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan's put up some okay numbers so far, completing 70% of his passes, have over 700 yards passing, which is actually impressive. I didn't think he had that many. I thought it was lower than that because of the times that he's been able to throw. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 7 times. That is way too high for a 3-game span. That means he's been sacked almost 2.5 times a game, 2.3 times a game, and that's too much. You never want to see a quarterback go down. Maybe once a game, and that's pushing it. So that's not really ideal. But when I look at this matchup, I'm gonna talk about this matchup real quick. You're looking at a front 7 of Washington that is pretty good. You got the Jonathan Allens of the world, Montez Sweat, Kendall Fuller, Chase Young, Casey Toohill, and Jonathan Allen leads everybody with the total tackles and sacks. He has 3 sacks so far. Montez Sweat has 2. Surprisingly, Chase Young has 0 sacks so far. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Hopefully we can keep Matt upright this entire game, because if we're able to, I think we have some type of success downfield. Hopefully we'll be able to get some passes downfield and be successful, because defensively they have been giving up, let's see, they've been given, it doesn't say, oh, they gave up 921 yards passing, so that's pretty high for a 3-game span. They lost a close one to the Giants, and they got blown out by the Buffalo Bills. That could be a little skewed because of the Buffalo Bills game. And with that being said, maybe, that could be an anomaly. But the main thing is, I want the Falcons, the main thing about the Falcons, they just need to find a way to keep Matt upright. If they keep Matt upright, I think we have a chance to win every single game. And that sounds cliche, but I'm serious about this, because Matt Ryan, even though Matt does make some weird decisions sometimes, I think, some of that's because he's trying to force it a little bit. He's pushing the ball a little bit. And sometimes he maybe have a little bit of happy feet. But for the most part, I think if we keep him upright, keep him calm, cool, and collected, I think he'll be fine. As far as the Falcons, the front 7, we need to do something with Taylor, I think it's Taylor Heineke. I think that's his name. What you got, baby? Let me see. Come here, I got my son right here. You okay? You be careful. I think, with Taylor Heineke, I think, we need to be careful with him, because Daniel Jones was able to move around a little bit. Tyler Heineke is somewhat the same type of quarterback. He's not afraid to move around outside the pocket. He's not afraid to do anything to get some yardage down the field. So I was very impressed with Taylor Heineke. And one thing I will say, me and my former co-host DJ81, he's a big Redskins fan, and you should find out, check out his channel. It's not hard to find here on YouTube, DJ81. He does a podcast himself. You should go check him out, and he does pretty good work over there. But I told him back then, Taylor Heineke, y'all signed him for a 2-year deal for $10 million. That is a steal, because this kid can play some ball. You don't have to do so much to try to, get him to do a lot under center. So, like I said, so far he's doing pretty well considering the money that you're paying him. 59 to 85, nearly the same amount of completion percentage as Matt Ryan at 69.4, 670 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So, I want to see. Let me get that, baby. All right, thank you, baby. The thing about that is he is doing pretty well. 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a little bit too close to being iffy, but I think he does a fantastic job of doing what he has to do considering the situation. As far as rushing, not too much in the running game. So far, Antonio Gibson is their lead back. 190 yards. But one thing I will say, the Falcons do a pretty good job of handling the run. The front 7 is nice. So if we can get some type of pressure on Heineke, the only things we need to do is make sure he doesn't roll out of the pocket and try to move or escape the pocket, because he can move a little bit. I know that I've seen him was able to do it. He's a second leading rusher for the Washington football team. If I said Redskins earlier, I'm sorry. I'm still not used to calling the Washington football team. But nevertheless, those guys are able to move the ball. Looking at them with the receiving side of the ball, which is somewhat of our Achilles heel. We do give up a handful of plays, but we did play a lot better against the Giants. We played a lot better against the Giants. So with that being said, we could stymie them in the passing game, which will make Heineke try to roll out and pass a little bit more, and roll out and run a little bit more. And that's something that I'm in favor of that because after a while, that's going to take a toll. I don't want to jinx the game or anything, but I don't see him running for that much in one game with this front seven. Dante Fowler's been doing a phenomenal job getting to the quarterback, strip sacks. Grady Jarrett had a sack as well. So those two guys are doing pretty good. Alua Khan has been doing well. I would like to see more out of Deion Jones. I talked about this on the Smitty's show. Check out Smitty's Sports Machine. You should type that in, pop right on up. The Falcons fan. He does everything Atlanta sports as well. So you can check him out on the YouTubes as well as DJ81, both of them on YouTube. But what I was saying is I want to see more out of Deion Jones. Deion Jones is that guy that can make things happen when he's in a position to do so, and he's a guy that can fly all over the field. So I want to see him do more on that with that as well. Now, the secondary, if A.J. Terrell is starting, if he's going to be playing, that's going to be a big boost for us. And like I said, the other guys on in the secondary have stepped up. They did pretty good the last game. You had guys like TJ Green who stepped up. He did pretty good. I'm trying to think who else. Fabian Moreau had a couple of calls that didn't go his way, but like I said, the TJ Green came in and played pretty well. It was good to see him step up. And also Isaiah Oliver got the turnover. Would like to see more of that. Also, Dante Fowler with his second strip sack of the week. So I would like to see more of that as well. So we're doing pretty good when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback and actually playing some decent defense. And we can step up with that, we will do fine. Also, I want to talk back a couple games back when we did look at the Bucs game. The defense started to step up, and we got ourselves back in that game before the couple of tip pick sixes by Matt Ryan. And that's something that we need to fix. And I think we did a pretty good job of fixing last game. But when you look at that game as well, the defense started to step up slowly but surely. They was getting better. This game, they got a lot better. They shut things down when it was needed to be and put the offense in place to win. As far as throwing the ball, Matt Ryan, I would like to see Matt Ryan get the ball to some more of our receivers. One thing I said on Smitty's channel when I was over there, I would like to see more of Tajay Sharp. I would like to see more of this kid with Russell Gage out. I would like to see more of Tajay Sharp. I think we'll be able to see I think we'll be able to see more Tajay Sharp because I think he's one of the few guys that can get separation. Also, if Frank Darby is available to go, I want to see him go. And we haven't seen much of Hayden Hurst. And before I get it done with the show, I will talk about Hayden Hurst really quick before I'm done. But I would like to see more of him. OZ, Zacchaeus actually got a touchdown catch. He did very well last game. And Kyle Pitts was just Kyle Pitts. So far, he's the third leading receiver in this wide receiver corps, which is highly surprising because I didn't think that was going to be the case because he was been really quiet so far this year. But he has 139 yards so far. And he has been the third most yards on the team. You have guys like Calvin Ridley and Cordell Patterson, which I don't need to say much about Cordell Patterson. He's been a little bit of everything for us, and he's been one of the reasons why we've been winning these games. And it's really good to see that he could be so versatile in every single area, up and down the field, returning kicks, running the ball out the backfield, catching out the backfield, running routes. I mean, just get the ball in his hands, and he's been doing so much for this team. It's almost unreal to see what he can't do. It's really cool to see. I think Eric Harris is out in the secondary, so Eric Harris is not going to be playing. I don't think he may not be playing. Deron Harmon's going to be playing. Let me see. I want to make sure if I get that right. Yeah, Eric Harris. He has his back is bothering him, so he's not going to be playing. I want to see if Richie Grant's going to play. So it's going to be really interesting. I think overall we are in a really good position to get our second win. That's going to be pretty good to see. Like I said, it's still some steps that Terrell has to go. He got a chance to play. If he's going to be playing, it's going to be a really big boost. But I will say that he's in the final stages of concussion protocol. So hopefully this is only Tuesday. So by the time Sunday comes, he'll be able to do something with the team and actually be able to play. We'll see how that goes. I don't have any much else. You know, this is pretty much what I do on the show. I try to do between 30 to 45 minutes, hour max. If I was to take any calls tonight, okay, baby. Tonight I can't take any calls because Skype is acting up, and I try to I could pull up the link for people to call in, but I don't see it's not that many people on here watching right now. When I get more people in, you know, I would like to open up the lines to see people come through and actually have their opinions about what's going on. But hey, once I do the post game of the Atlanta Falcons, I'm sorry, the Georgia Southern game, maybe I have more people watching, and we'll have more feedback as far as how people may feel when it comes to the post game. So we'll see how that goes. All is still in the work in progress because everything's changed since the way the little old format used to be with this podcast. Let me see it, baby. Let me see. You stepped on it. That's why it's like that. I'll fix it. You stepped on it. Now you want to put the ball in. You can't do that. Here you go. All right. Yeah, my son, he loves being up here with me. I love him to death. But like I said, we're going to see how that plays out. Like I said, everything is a work in progress, but I really appreciate the ones who've been here throughout this entire time. Everybody who hit the like button. If this is your first time, you know you can also check out all my other content by hitting the subscribe button. Like I said, most people don't watch this because the time of night it is, and you know I record this live around 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern. A lot of people are doing their own thing once they get home from work or whatever the case may be. But hey, I am on Google Podcasts. I am on iTunes. I'm on SoundCloud. I am on Spotify, Anchor. I am on all those platforms. Podcast Addict is one of the best ones I like to use, not to give them any, it's not an ad or anything, but it's a great tool to use to put all your podcasts there. So you could be your own program director and listen to what I got to say and listen at your own leisure. So that's what's pretty much going on over here. And you guys take it easy. I'll be putting up another video sometime tomorrow, whatever the news of the day is for either team. And I will actually, be ready for the game on Saturday. I cannot wait to see what Coach Whitley can do. And I can't wait to see what Atlanta Falcons can do, get their second win of the season. So it's been it's pretty good ups and downs this season so far. But right now, I'm actually pretty excited. And I hope you guys are as well. I will see you guys on the next one. You guys be easy. You guys be blessed. You guys take it easy. Peace.